This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign with promo code SGPN. Score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
What's up? It's the most must-see WWE superstar of all time, The Miz, and you are watching SGPN, and it is awesome. Let it ride.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Football season's not over yet, Sean.
No.
What are we doing? What is this?
Well, we got, with only 2 games in the NFC Championship, we will be doing a picks podcast. We will be doing a props podcast, maybe some sort of fantasy type episode, but also, we got. I know we have DJ Nation out there, Ryan. So why not squeeze in early in the week a bonus college basketball picks episode?
I did. I know you often think the DMs are a fictitious place for me to.
Sometimes they are.
Fire off my hottest takes.
Yeah.
I got this DM from at Eric on the line.
Okay.
My buddy and I are making a road trip to Texas. From Texas to Shreveport to bet on the Super Bowl the weekend before. They have a few casinos and legal sports books. Will y'all be putting on a prop show that early?
How early?
Before. So typically we would do it the full week leading up to the Super Bowl, but it seems like there might be a demand for a way too early props episode after the conference championships.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because it used to be, Ryan, back when we first started doing the show, it was, hey, the Westgate had their big Super Bowl guide, and then they would drop it Wednesday of the Super Bowl week.
A little earlier than that, but it was not 2 weeks before. It was maybe it was that Wednesday, like the week before. Either way, it's like everything's going to be out right away. Do we have to?
Do you think so? I felt like last year or in previous years, a lot of stuff's out, but then even it takes a little bit longer.
I feel like we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do a way too early single prop, an appetizer.
Yeah, maybe we can
lock this one prop in. Right now.
I like how we've done it previous years where we do. For instance, last year it was a bunch of props for the Chiefs, them winning it, and then a bunch of props, or not winning it, but just a bunch of Chiefs props and a bunch of 49ers props.
We have,
and then we did the exotic props.
Last year we did 58 props for Super Bowl 58.
Yeah.
We have 59. That one extra prop. Maybe that can be a way too early prop.
All right. Yeah. I mean, we're always down to talk more college or more NFL football and college football rounding out there.
Yeah.
What was that noise, Ryan?
Oh, just the end. That was the sound of the end of the college football season.
Yes, a exciting 34-23. Although it did get exciting close, or it got exciting that second half.
Yes.
I mean, especially with the spread. If you got an 8.5, which it felt like most people probably did,
got spicy.
Will Howard hitting that deep pass, which was good for me covering the 8.5, but. Man, would have loved to see Judkins get offensive MVP, and he was actually the favorite going into that final drive. But Will Howard hitting that big bomb.
Being a quarterback.
Yeah, I get it. But Judkins having 3 touchdowns, I thought that would be good enough to put him over at the 18-1 prop. It did hit the anytime touchdown we talked about, hit the Riley Leonard over 40 rushing yards. And not too bad. Looking pretty good there. The college football playoff, very chalky, but Ohio State gets the win. National champs.
Say a prayer for your friends from Michigan.
Yeah, shout out to Noah and
Lions.
Let's
Michigan,
bring on let's bring on Colby from the college experience, both football and basketball. Colby, any we are going to be talking college basketball picks for tomorrow, maybe today, depending on when you're listening. Any final stuff? Any final thoughts you want to toss out for the college football national championship, college football season in general?
Well, you got to play the national championship at a football stadium.
No.
I mean, I had a hard time.
For someone who gives the NFL so much shit, I noticed there were 2 playoff games in home stadiums with the snow. It was a beautiful thing. The NFL films with Saquon Barkley running and just the awesome sound behind it. True, Colby, if you're living in a glass house, you might not want to throw stones at the National Football League. National Football League has figured out home playoff games since the inception. They've never played playoff games except the championship at neutral sites.
The Rams did this year in Arizona, but
Fire.
Yeah, but it's okay. There's 4 levels of college football, technically 5 if you want to count the FCS as a subdivision. But they look, the FBS is the only one that gets it wrong, and they got the national championship wrong by playing at a roller rink. It was pretty shitty game. I mean, I guess it got interesting from a gambling point of view, but it was just dome football is boring. It's just boring. You know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
it's just a boring end of the season, but
I saw they were replaying Sean, or maybe Kurt Warner was running it back, but he might have been on tour talking about how.
Don't get Colby started on Kurt.
For Kurt Warner's money, he wants to see the best version of these teams, which obviously played where weather can be controlled inside. Colby.
And I loved how he said, "Well, look, when I was with the Cardinals." He's like, when I was at the Cardinals, I couldn't get ready for playing in Chicago or Green Bay or something. And I'm like, what? Yeah, you can't fly there? Aren't you rich? And also, the Cardinals, it's their own fault. They took away their home field advantage, right? Their home field advantage is as hot as fuck there. And they said, hey, let's go play at State Farm, right? And build this bullshit toaster oven. Right.
Yeah. A great example is Arizona State. When we went out there, even what was it? It was still 8, 9 o'clock at night, and you get out there and you're walking around. You're immediately hot. You're immediately dehydrated, dealing with the heat and humidity.
Immediately evident in that game that the away team did not think about it and had their players sitting in the sun.
Yes.
Half their sideline was shaded, but they still had their positional benches where they were at, and it's like, you idiots.
Well, the Cardinals moved from St. Louis to Arizona in I think it was 88 or 89.
Yep.
And I remember, and Sean, I don't know what it was like from an Eagle point of view. They weren't a good team, but they weren't a good team because Bidwell, their owner, was cheap as fuck. But the Redskins would have to play out there all the time. And they struggled out there, man. That was a legit home field edge for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah. It was always great. Madden would show those 2 guys.
There's
always 2 guys up the mountain with binoculars watching the game, probably just dying of heat exhaustion and dehydration from boozing. But I'm with you. I think football should be played outside. Maybe
I don't remember
1 or 2 domes.
Cardinals as a fierce home field edge.
Well, they were also really bad.
Well, the worst thing about the Warner argument though is that it's devaluing the regular season. Then he's like, I can't get ready for Green Bay. We'll be better in the regular season. You should be playing the game in Arizona then, right?
You want it makes the regular season important because you need home seating for the playoffs, and that would be to me. And I'm sure without getting a long, boring conversation about the college football playoff, that is something that I think they will fix. I think they should just. I know they're not going to do it because they have stuff like a perfect scenario would just be home playoff games, national championship, Rose Bowl, fuck everything else.
Sold. Right? It's so easy, right? It's so easy, but then what?
We've talked about this. If the goal is to make the best TV product, you're just not, the money is not coming in. Think about the scale, TV money, money they make at the venue. It pales in comparison. So wherever the Illuminati bowl, bags of money that is keeping this racket going, it's not. The one thing I will agree with Colby, it's not a better TV product. 100% not a better TV product being played in a dome, neutral fields in general.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, there are certain like Detroit when they were rocking.
If it's your home,
I've
field,
been to that
fine.
stadium, man. Though I've been to that stadium. I know they were good this year, but I'm saying like that was actually one of the ones. You know, I always kind of didn't like domes because rain and snow. I just sold the game to me. But when I went to Ford Field, when I went to
tuned in Sunday, there was a bunch of snow. Back-to-back snow games called.
I know, but then you got to declare an onside kick, and you know your communist kickoff, kickoff, where you
sound like these political people.
Who's your commissioner? Is it Adolph?
I mean, you know, he's done a good job. You know, if you want to get into his politics, that's on you.
Roger,
probably going to vote Eli Manning into the hall, which you know,
he values the hall.
Is Patrick Ramsey going to make it too?
I mean, he does have 2 Super Bowl MVPs. That's something that only, I believe it's 5 people the list. It's not very long.
Please.
I was just saying.
That's like Will Howard getting the MVP tonight.
And by the way, the Manning cast, one of the best television products out there.
What's that?
To plug the Manning cast.
No, Manning cast sucks.
Mannings
are. I mean, you want to talk about the definition of butt munch, chode, whatever sort
Sean's
of old
doing
school.
an act for the air. He loves the Manning cast.
I do not love the Manning cast. No,
he loves
Belichick's interesting on TV.
The guys mixing it up. I mean, it's come on.
The awkward Peyton. Remember when you used to do that, Peyton?
Them awkwardly reading pre-produced questions.
And just like so long and just drawn out. And he's just looking at this card.
Just 2 Super Bowl champs, you know, mixing it up.
All right, enough messing around. Let's get to some college basketball picks.
No, I didn't know you guys did that anymore.
What?
College basketball? I thought
we had to take a couple weeks off. The NFL's been hot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the NFL is bread and butter. I mean, Colby, it's like if we worked at Panda Express and you're standing outside with a sign saying "Orange chicken sucks, don't eat here."
Yeah,
you know,
I thought it was the sports gambling podcast, though. Sports, plural,
but mostly football.
Not sport. Sport.
And the NFL is the sport people gamble on the most.
In fairness, Colby, college basketball.
Colby's the Italian restaurant guy walking around. Don't have our pizza or our pasta. It's fucking bullshit.
I did the numbers. But we number 2 after NFL is college basketball.
Let's go.
So you just took a month off though, man.
Yeah.
We live in a lifestyle, you know. You guys had it handled. I see your people in the chat complaining that Mac isn't here and complaining that Noah's not falling asleep backstage. Which I mean, by the way, Noah is on one, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he's
in what regard? In all regards. But he called into our show to talk about the Lions.
Very long meandering call. I was trying to speed him up.
You could tell he was he's been by himself at the cabin for a while. Is he still at the cabin?
Can we look?
Fever. If he was on a shot clock, I'd be like, yeah, come on, let's get through this story now. Come on, get your shot up.
I will say that I don't subscribe to the NFL, but I do subscribe to the Curse of Bobby Lane. So hearing the Lions lose, always entertaining.
If you haven't seen Dan Campbell's press conference, also worth a couple minutes of your time.
All right, let's get into it. Before we do, of course, shout out to DraftKings. We're talking about playoffs. You bet we are. Of course, DraftKings is an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Already got the lines out for the conference championship games right now over on DraftKings Sportsbook. We got the.
Have they moved the Eagles number yet?
I was just gonna pull it up, Ryan. I don't think they have it. Well, correct me. They have it up to 6 now, Ryan. 6. So
all right, not at 7.
Get in while the getting's good if you like the Eagles, and then Chiefs sitting at -1.5, and obviously they have NFL, but also college basketball, full slate of games.
Yes.
We're gonna be talking about here in just a second for January 21st. was already thinking March Madness, getting ahead of myself. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's right. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please pay responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/AUDIO. Kramer.
All right. Good work, everyone. Colby, strong look as Sean was powering through those words. We're talking about games on Tuesday, January 21st. Colby didn't say it was a banger of a slate. And when I told him less games, he actually followed the rules. Sean.
Really?
I'm a little concerned about the Tuesday slate. 4 p.m. on the West Coast.
I just didn't think the show was going to happen.
Oh,
The way you guys been doing it lately.
Oh, wow. Calling us out.
Colby's been very responsive out there in the sticks of North Carolina. Texas Tech, Cincinnati.
Oh, Colby moves to a country club. Next thing you know, he's looking down on a working class folks.
What is this shit?
Sorry, I don't have a private lake. I sun at all day.
Colby hates golf, and he moves to an area that is like the epicenter of golf in that area of the world.
He was just asking me about a graphite club head the other day. Yeah, he was
steel or you must not have a lot of speed. In your club
next
head
thing you know, he's going to be making fun of our club head speed.
Yeah, you want real men have steel shafts.
Unpleated khakis. Yeah. He's going to be coming at us, Kramer.
I do. My local street has like multiple crosswalks for the golf carts.
No, it doesn't.
Wait, I swear to God, I'm just continuously with my wife and son calling people fucking assholes, basically. As they shimmy across the road.
Colby's the house you hope to slice it into.
Oh, God help you if you're chipping out of Colby's.
Sean's Colby's in the backyard with his crossbow. I dare you.
Colby hit me up. Yeah, he's switching his backyard to Bermuda grass.
Oh,
it's better for his. He's trying to work on his short game. So I get
ever since that forensic file, Sean. I've been sold on Bermuda grass.
Yeah, it covers up evidence. Kramer, what's our first game?
Well, I was trying to get to it before you rudely interrupted. Texas Tech -1.5 here on the road at Cincinnati. Obviously we haven't, as Colby reminded us 3 times already, we have not been in the college basketball streets in a couple of weeks, Sean. But this seems like a trap. My instincts feel strong right now. I'm slaying the NFL, and this feels like a trap line, Colby, right?
I trap in what regard? Like trap for Texas Tech being the favorite going into a hornet's nest. Yeah, I mean,
anytime you have a team laying like 2 points like this on the road, hostile environment.
Yeah, I know you guys haven't done much college basketball. They're both in the Big 12 now. So what we have here is it's one of these new conference games. You're going all the way out to Cincinnati. Texas Tech, though, surprisingly, is 3-0 on the road. Cincinnati, both teams are coming off, road wins. So, look, I need to see more out of Cincinnati to buy in. And even though I'm sure this place will be completely lit. Like I said, the Red Raiders have fared pretty well on the road, and they're actually like legit. They probably should have beat Iowa State like a week ago. They blew a double-digit lead at home there in Lubbock. I'll take a shot on these Red Raiders. I just don't buy into Cincinnati yet. They need to prove it to me that they're actually legit.
Yeah, I mean, Texas pretty well-rounded team. Cincinnati very good very good defense, which is normally what you're looking for in a home dog, but they can't hit a free throw to save their life. 64% from the line. I don't want any part of that. And
is that the tiebreaker?
Texas Tech's defense is actually really good. Their offense is better, but their defense is really good. 37th in adjusted efficiency. Great from behind the arc. And Cincinnati plays pretty good defense, but I think ultimately it's going to be decided on the other end. I think Cincinnati's going to have trouble putting up points. Texas Tech gets the win, get the cover. Give me the Red Raiders on the road. Kramer.
All right, so not a trap. If we take, we're fine. We're not going to put our foot in a bear trap here. See what I did there? Bear cat trap.
I call it sand trap. Sand trap.
Oh, it's a sand trap.
Yeah. Now you got Colby thinking about his wedge again. Come on, stop distracting him.
I saw last weekend that pro golfer had like an 18 on a hole. He hit it over the green like 8 different times.
That was great. Kramer, you got to make a pick. Colby's going to ask to play through here in a second.
Texas Tech.
Okay.
I was asking if it was a Bearcat trap.
Pace the play here. Come on. You know how Colby is with the club rules.
All right. Alabama, Vanderbilt. We're heading to Nashville. Is the basketball stadium also under construction, Colby? Or is that
yes, it always has been since it's been fucking elevated. The worst stadium in all of college hoops. Look, Vandy. Ever since you bring in Diego Pave, he changes your whole goddamn university.
Is he coaching basketball?
He goes to all these games. They're 15-3. They're 15-3. He's doing like a chant with the beer. And one of the games a few nights ago, they won on the money line against Tennessee. Tennessee was a top 10 team. They've stormed the court. That's the only fear here. They're coming off a court storming, but at the same time, Alabama's coming off of beating Kentucky on the road, which they hadn't done in 20 fucking years. So, look, the pisser will be in the house. Alabama's going to get pissed on yet again. What is he? 3-0 against Auburn. He's 2-0 against Auburn, 3-0 against Hugh Freeze, but he's also 1-0 against Alabama, and he also beat Georgia Tech in the bowl game in Alabama. Alabama can't fuck with Vanderbilt anymore. Doors plus the points. Sprinkle a little bit on that money line.
I'm with Colby. I mean, Vanderbilt's been a nice story.
11.5.
12-6 ATS, 7-4 against the number at home. I normally auto fade teams coming off a court storming, but to Colby's point, the fact that Alabama also coming off a big road win and Vandy just being this massive home dog, and then on the other side, like Alabama, obviously a very good team, but motivated in conference play. This is an easy look ahead spot for Alabama. I think it takes a ton of focus to get up for a game like this and cover a big number like 11.5. So I'm with Colby. Take the Commodores.
Plus 550. Could we get 2 court stormings in a week?
Get the ponchos ready.
We're sure about this. This doesn't have like Supreme Athletes versus Staples.
No, you know another thing I like too is that weird ass arena. I think that's weird. I like
the lifted court.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where it like kind of fucks with you. If you're a 3-point shooter, which Alabama has a bunch of 3-point shooters, you're not that far from the edge, man. You're thinking about falling off. Could I get injured? I
want to know the reason you do that. They got a hockey rink under there. Vanderbilt got a big hockey team. Yeah,
I don't even recall. It's something though. I remember researching. Maybe was it volleyball? Was it volleyball?
Hold on.
Was it,
is this true?
What?
Did we just do 2 minutes on this game and it's in fucking Alabama the entire time?
Colby.
Oh fuck. You're right. You're right.
No,
You're right.
What?
You're right. You're right.
Get Noah in here.
Yeah.
Get Noah in here.
Oh my God.
You're right. You're right. It is. It is. Damn it. Damn it.
Is the number right?
Yes. Yes, the number is right. I was building slides while I was doing this, so I know you're. I know the slide is accurate. The slide is accurate. So
the slide's accurate.
Yeah. Well, you guys hadn't done college basketball in so long. Who cares about the home environment, really? Right.
That's the good show. Well, the whole handicap was that Vanderbilt was on their weird court. So
damn
give me
it,
Alabama.
Pavia won't be there then either.
Give me Alabama.
Damn it.
All
right. Yeah. Give me Vandy though. Vandy covers.
Colby's people in the chat too.
Vandy covers.
Him out.
Yeah.
He's bringing the bad takes to this show. No, this might be a tank job.
I'm totally.
This might be an intentional tank job.
Well, I didn't know you guys do hoops. I wasn't sure.
Are you know? Yeah, we're fading Colby.
Oh yeah, around. Now I'm all in on Alabama. Now that I realize where the fucking game's being played. because you got the fact that they're not the fact that they're. I mean, Adi, make a clip of this because this is insane. The fact that they're at home and Vandy's coming off the court storming totally changes the dynamics. Plus, my power ratings are all fucked up. So yeah, Alabama laying 11.5. Smash it.
Yeah. My bad here.
Wait, you're switching now too?
No,
Yeah,
I'm taking
of course I
Vandy.
would.
I'm taking Vandy
Colby's
the
stuck
points.
on Vandy.
Yeah.
Give me Alabama.
Come on, it makes sense. You're in Lexington. Nashville's right there.
You know, I was close to switch me on Cincinnati. I'm sticking to my gut.
Okay.
And fading Colby. George Mason. I almost need
Start your football program. Start your football program. Go get that
They're
T-shirt.
actually doing that.
Patty C got an interview.
Yeah.
Imagine Patty C at an interview for a head coaching job at a college.
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh man, the suit would be a little too tight, be a little disheveled.
Maybe like Step Brothers esque.
He'd ask to borrow the football briefcase to make sure he looks like a serious candidate. All right, we're talking Bonnies.
This is in Bonaventure, New York.
Sure.
Fairly
Keep
certain.
Keep an eye.
Fairly certain.
I just confirmed it. We are playing at the Riley Center, on beautiful on the campus of St. Bonaventure University in Olean, New York. Is that correct?
I think it's Bonaventure, New York, right?
I'll double check. St. Bonaventure laying 3.5 against George Mason. Colby, while I verify the location of this stadium.
You got to take the Bonnies here. I mean, Mason just won in like double overtime against George Washington in a crazy game. They probably had no business winning. Prior to that, they won at Dayton. They're red hot. They've won 4 straight. The Bonnies have lost. They lost the other day to Duquesne, but they had lost like I think 3 or 4, something in that regard.
After their hot start.
Yeah. Look, this place actually does get lit, and I think it will get lit for this game, considering that both these teams are two contenders in the A10. So I think it's a get right spot. They have a couple guys that are game time decisions, but not that worried. I'm laying the 3.5. Let's go.
St. Bonaventure is a tough out. I love the situation spot. 6-2 ATS. The Bonnies are at home, and I just checked on DraftKings promo code SGP. The spread's 3, so we're calling it at 3 for St. Bonaventure.
Nice.
Like the number, like the situation spot. Good, and they've been great at home. So yeah, give me the Bonnies. Kramer, what are you doing?
All right, so you're gonna fact check the spread. I'm gonna fact check the location. This is actually in. So it's the University of St. Bonaventure is in the city of Olean and the village of Allegheny. If you were wondering, that's what it says here in SBU facts on the St. Bonaventure website. Yeah, well, give me the Bonnies.
I know Ted Marcher Broda went there.
Great,
Ted Marcher Broda. Yeah,
it's a great sports name. Another 4 p.m. tip here, heading to allegedly Knoxville, Tennessee, where the Vols.
I think this is what's confusing me here. Tennessee had a home game.
Yeah, right,
Vanderbilt didn't.
Coming off the court storming and the pissing against Pavia, they got Mississippi State coming to town. Tennessee laying 6.5 on the money line. We were watching them play the other day in the studio. Colby, you would be proud. We do have college basketball on God's eye a bit, and we were watching Tennessee play. And I did tell Sean we would be betting on Tennessee come March. And then they lose to Vanderbilt, get pissed on by Pavia. What are we doing here? Bounce back spot, right?
That's regular season, Rick. Yeah, it's a bounce back spot, and you're getting Mississippi State off of an overtime win in the Egg Bowl against Ole Miss. Yeah. So it's a smash play. Lay it with Tennessee. Let's go. This one, like to me, it's
potential.
Yeah, I mean it'll be a defense. Both teams can play elite defense, but I just think with that home crowd behind it.
Correct, Sean.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Tennessee, one of the best defenses in the nation, coming off that embarrassing loss to Vandy, and
they're 10-0 at home.
Yeah, they're great at home. Offense hits their free throws, which is what you need when you're covering a 6.5. Mississippi State letdown spot for the Egg Bowl on the hardwood. Ryan.
Yeah, a lot of broken eggs.
Yep.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You like Tennessee?
Regular season, Rick.
It's a great nickname.
You got to bounce back too. If you're a guy like Rick Barnes, you can't lose to Vanderbilt and then lose to Mississippi State. That's a bad look. Discord's getting loaded up. Butler, UConn, 4 p.m. We're heading to allegedly Hartford, Connecticut. I'll double check that. UConn laying.
Well, this is a tricky one because they play at both those locations. Wow. But no, Hartford is it's the XL Center.
You got to keep an eye on Connecticut. They play all over. They got 3 home buildings. It's wild. Anyway, they're playing Butler in this one at the, as you mentioned, the XL Center in beautiful Hartford, Connecticut. One Civic Center. I mean, nothing like a building with 1 as the address. UConn laying 13 here. Dan Hurley, for me personally, has gone into full. I can't. Anytime I see him, it's annoying. Just seeing him has brought me back to being annoyed by him. He's being the only time I've heard him talk this season. He's been a little fucking baby.
A lot of belly aching from the UConn program, losing some games they shouldn't be losing. I mean, they lost to Creighton there outright.
So they're human now. You lose to Villanova. If there's one thing I know this year, Villanova fucking sucks.
What are you talking about? They beat UConn.
They also lost. All right, they
Georgetown got him tonight.
They lost to Georgetown.
Georgetown's a scrappy team.
Ed Cooley's got him going.
I mean, I want to take UConn off the loss, but I don't know if I can trust them to lay 13 points even at home. Colby, are you just assuming UConn's going to come back and they're going to smash Butler here?
No, I actually like Butler. I think most of the people will be on UConn. You look at UConn's had struggles just in general. I mean, they beat Providence at home by 3. They beat Georgetown by 8. These teams played earlier at Hinkle. They won by 4. And then there's the other intangibles. Alex Caravan is a game time decision. Liam McNeely's a game time decision. He didn't play the last game. So when you add in all of that, I think it's just too big of a number. UConn will win this game. I just think it'll be by, I don't know, 8, 7, 9, something like that. So give me these Butler Bulldogs. Let's go.
Butler is Butler's what they have, a 9-game losing streak. That's got to be one of the longest in the country. That's good.
But they were covering some of those games, man. Yeah. Like they probably should. They blew a game to Villanova where they had no business losing. But yeah, they're a strange team all year, really, to tell you the truth, man. Like that mom's probably going to be fired.
We're not worried about them having DePaul on deck. Very winnable game. Maybe they look past UConn. All right.
No, I'm not worried about a DePaul spot.
Yeah, I can't. Hurley. I'm telling you, when we see him on the big screen at the circuit, it's just like, God, that guy's such a fucking douche. How did he go from the man, like being the man?
He was kind of likable, yeah.
Like burning exactly the right temperature, and then he just went back to the worst.
Butler does suck, as the chat is pointing out. But I'm gonna stay with it. Give me Butler in the points. Kramer, you co-signing?
I went like just 4 games ago. I said I was going to fade Colby all the way down. I'm just not doing that. I can't take Hurley. 4:40 p.m. We're heading to Nashville, where Bradley is taking on.
Maybe this was the one that confused me with Vanderbilt being at home.
What do you mean?
Because both are in
also in Tennessee.
Vanderbilt's in Nashville.
Feels like
Belmont's in Nashville.
What's your take on Nashville as a city?
Overrated.
Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Overrated. I'm more of a Memphis guy. Give me some blues. Give me some grimy fucking dive bar. You go to Nashville. It's just like
Nashville's corporate.
Yeah, no, honestly, Nashville is like, it's just overdone to me. It's overdone. Like Team Memphis over Nashville all day.
Yeah, I don't. I think Memphis is the grass field here, and Nashville's the dome.
Memphis, you can get out on those fucking river boats and start gambling.
Let's get it,
Brad. Yeah, why would we not take Bradley here? Aren't they just gonna?
I'm taking Bradley.
Dominate.
Awesome at shooting the 3, best in the nation, and Belmont's horrible at defending the 3. I think they're going to be able to push the pace, hit their free throws, hit their threes, and Belmont's defense is just trash. So I don't see how Bradley doesn't run.
But also Belmont wants to shoot a bunch of threes, I think. So Bradley being able to defend, that's pretty useful. This feels like one of these matchups where now the spread is it's a sneaky one. And
I'll take Belmont here. I mean, Bradley is good, but I feel like they're such a force at home. When they go on the road, I just don't think they can score at the same level. I know Duke Dean's a baller, their guard, but I think Belmont, despite not being as good as a couple of years ago, I still think they're a pretty damn good program. And the fact is, I don't like Bradley on the road. They struggle. They go through long droughts of not scoring. So I'll take a shot on Belmont to with this home crowd behind them to be all the difference in the game. Also, just in general, I think it's one of the tougher environments in the Valley.
Road games for Bradley this season, Sean. 83-60 over the Salukis. Overtime win over Indiana State, 90-89. They beat Sister Jean 61-60, and they beat Murray State 74-61. So they have had success on the road.
2 and 3 ATS,
winning by 1 point a couple times, but not cover this number.
No,
I'm laying it.
Bradley -1.5. Hey, if you haven't signed up already, what are you waiting for? UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code SGPN, get you 50% deposit match up to $1,000.
Oh my God!
Colby, any underdog fantasy action you like for college, for the college basketball slate? Anything jumping out at you?
Loading it up right now. I know we cashed on Will Howard over 9 or higher than 9.5 rushing yards tonight, but
oh my God, that was easy.
Since the game is in Alabama, guys, there's a guy. There's a guy named Mark Sears. I know Sean, you used to be a big fan of Sears. You were devastated when they went out of business, but
it's got all my best suits there.
You get the tires changed while you're shopping.
Get my lady a nice perfume.
There you go. What happened to Sears, man? We need to bring it back.
They had a gimmick where their commission system wasn't aware of returns, and so a number of people may have worked at Sears. So you would buy something high dollar. The salesman, aka your friend, would get a big commission check.
Oh, nice little grip.
And then you would return the product, and they wouldn't have to return the commission. I mean, honestly, probably part of the reason they went out of business.
Probably.
Anyway, Sears. These Italians, Colby. Any chance they can wet their beak on an operation? They're like, oh, you hear about this Sears commission grift? You got to keep an eye on these Italians, or I swear. Colby, what are we doing on Mark Sears?
He's just been a fucking beast. He's really, him coming back. I know he almost went to the NBA, but he came back because of NIL, and this guy's been tearing it up this year. I will take the higher than 21.5 points against Vanderbilt, especially knowing that he's at home and he's not on that fucked up court. And then
knowing that. By the way, NIL is going to make college basketball so good. There's so many guys that are just going to be like, fuck the NBA, play another year. Make a couple mil.
Oh yeah.
That was one of my favorite things about Mountain West Media Day was like Miles Bird for San Diego State. I asked him, I was like, who's your favorite player all the time? Like, who's your favorite NBA player all the time? And he's like, I don't fuck with the NBA. He's like, and I was like, dude, we're fast friends, man. He's like, I don't watch that. He goes, it's just garbage. His pops is a college basketball coach, so I'm sure that has something to do with it. But Caravan,
definitely.
No, actually, he might not play, so don't take him. Let's go. Let me bounce off that game because you have two guys that could be injured. How about
you want to do UConn Butler?
I was thinking Purdue, Ohio State.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Fletcher Lloyd, Purdue has been just killing it. They returned from a West Coast trip, one at Washington, one at Oregon. Ohio State's been a fucking mess this year in basketball because they spent all their money on football.
Yeah, well, it paid off.
I'll take the higher 1.5 3-pointers made by Fletcher Lawyer.
I like that. Going to the 3-point market, Sean.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. A guy named Fletcher shooting from 3, you're never gonna lose. All right.
It's true.
$100 entry returns you 267 over at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN, and that's Fletcher Lawyer. 1.5 threes made higher, and Mark Sears higher, 21.5 points. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Head over to rhythmsportsgamingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Was just checking out some of the games that Rhythm likes, including Oh, this one we haven't talked about yet, and let's see if we're going to. Yes, coming up. A little spoiler alert: Rhythm like Seton Hall getting 12.5 points as a home dog against Marquette. Again, go in, build your own model. Rhythm has this at Seton Hall plus 8.7, so about almost 4 points of value there, according to Rhythm. But it's great. You can build your own model, or you can just have them make your own. NFL props, NBA props, NBA game. They really cover a ton of sports, ton of action. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Sign up, get your 7-day free trial today, and start betting smarter there. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
We were talking about Tennessee, and it made me. I saw this comment from Clark, who, by the way, get a picture in the avatar. I mean, got to look at this letter. It's ridiculous. Gamble at Sheets. I did not know. I know that Sheets was famous for the MTO. Sean, I know you've probably had an MTO.
Oh, delicious
in your day.
MTOs.
But yeah, heading to Tennessee. That was the one. That was the one state when we were road tripping for rugby. We would not go to Sheets, and we would hit some sort of just like roadside barbecue.
I knew someone that would deal drugs out of Sheets.
Oh, okay.
Really?
I mean, Sheets really does have it all, and
double meat, double cheese, add an egg.
Really a one-stop shop. Brett F was talking about how he gambled at Sheets on the lottery machine. So,
okay.
I mean,
you know, I'm a degenerate.
The MTOs were good. I remember that. I mean, this was the year like 2000, and you could touch a screen and get a sandwich. That was not something that was new.
I had a buddy.
That was new technology.
I had a buddy that would deal his drugs in the sandwich. He worked there. And this is 2001. I'm sure you can't pull this off now with camera, but you come through, you get your order, he put your weed in the fucking bagel or whatever, the sandwich, you get it, and boom.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
People went through hilarious lengths to deal weed back in the day. Now it's just like you go to a fucking store.
I mean,
with some
really
stoners.
dating myself, but hiding weed in the film canister, that was always. No one's gonna look in it because if you open it up, it would expose the film. Film would be ruined, so no one's gonna open that film canister.
Yeah, no, yeah. Then you have the film canister in the freezer.
Yeah, kids are like, wait,
that.
what? Why would you have film? Oh, you put it in a camera.
Yeah,
They blow. Multiple minds are blown by these references.
yeah. I'm sure we all spent time in a dark room as a kid. UCF heads to Ames, Iowa, where Iowa State's laying a huge 15.5 at 5 p.m. here on the West Coast. Iowa State, Sean, 63% of the bets, but 72% of the handle over at DK. So even though they're a big number, still getting the bets. Colby, what are we doing here?
Well, UCF, they were on Stormwatch, and they gave up pretty much a buzzer beater to Houston at home the other night. And now they got to head to Ames. But we were on West Virginia, upsetting all of us. I mean, including you guys. When I did the VEASAN show, you guys did talk a little college basketball, even though I don't think you realized it. But
Kind of blacked out.
Yeah. But I think this is just a weird trip for UCF. It's like where the fuck is Ames, right? Like, yeah, we flying into Chicago, taking a bus. I think just the fact that Iowa State lost, they come home to Hilton. This place is a very hard place to win at. So I know it's a big number, but I'll take the Clones to cover that thing, win by 20.
Does the Big 12 have more cumulative travel versus the Big 10? They might. They're all over the fucking place.
Well,
I probably because of it's the truck stop conference, right? Because you can't just fly into it.
Yeah, they're all
right.
far away. You got all these weird locations like Ames, Morgantown. I mean, you have some cities, but you're like in Florida, you're out in Arizona,
Manhattan, Kansas, Lawrence, Kansas.
You're up in Colorado and like Ohio and everywhere in between.
Yeah, but then
a lot of long trips.
Big Ten, you have Rutgers and UCLA.
No, I understand, but you also have a cluster.
At least that's direct
close to each other.
Yeah, I guess it is a direct flight.
Yeah, what's easier?
You have Penn State. Penn State's hard to get to though.
4.5 hour flight or a 2 hour flight with a 2.5 hour bus ride. All right. So yeah, I'm laying the points with Iowa State here. I was waiting to see if Colby would talk me off of it.
Yeah, I mean the bounce backs. Oh shit, it is 15.5 is a really high for a decent. You know what? I'm gonna take UCF. I see the situation spot. I get why you guys are on Iowa State, but I'm gonna 15.5 for this UCF team that's not horrible. Is just a hair too high. Iowa State wins by 12.
Have you dialed in your numbers yet?
My model has this. Yeah, I was just pulling up my model that I partnered up with Rhythm, and this is way too high.
Outsourced your model.
Yeah. Why would I do the heavy lifting when Rhythm does it for me? Yeah, 15.5 weight. It's a hair too high.
Well, you were mentioning this game during the Rhythm read earlier. 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Marquette, Seton Hall, that big dog, 12.5.
Ridiculous. This is ridiculous. There's a system play that we do on the College Basketball Experience podcast. Subscribe. Anytime Shaka, anytime Shaka is a double digit favorite. Anytime Shaka is a double digit favorite, you got to lay it, and it works out fine every time. DePaul, they barely beat DePaul. Georgetown covers. Xavier wins outright as a 10-point dog. It will always work. And now you got to go to a Seton Hall team that just Rick Pitino just held them to 50 points. Give me the Seton Hall Pirates plus 12.5. Marquette, I know they're coming off the loss, but they're just not the type of team to me to go on the road and win by 20. They'll win by 7, 8. Yeah. Kind of a UConn score.
Yeah, 100% agree. We just mentioned the Rhythm read. Rhythm likes Seton Hall here. Seton Hall is a home dog against yeah, I mean Shaka's fine, but to lay in 12.5 on the road is crazy. Shout out to David in the chat. I'm hammered at a shitty Applebee's in Yuma, and I'm the only person here. Let's fucking go. I'm kind of jealous of this. Don't you, Matt? Wouldn't you love to just be at a Applebee's in Yuma? You just probably have the bartender to yourself and can chew their ear off. Get hammered on what are you drinking at Applebee's? Oh, they got whiskey. I would just be rocking some JMO and some of those
like
chicken
a club
fingers.
Night. Didn't we see that?
Colby was really mad when the Applebee's was promoting their DJs.
Like, come here, it's club night. I was like, at an Applebee's? What are we doing here?
So some are speculating that he broke into the Applebee's. Can't confirm or deny. I'm not going to be the one that rats him out.
Yeah, he's just eating fresh in the neighborhood.
I like it.
Take a step back, realize what's going on here. Applebee's was one of those locations you could also like risk busting out the fake ID because whoever was working at Applebee's wasn't going to give a shit.
Oh no! I'm pulling up.
What happened?
I'm pulling up the Yelp reviews of Applebee's
I thought this
in Yuma,
game wasn't
Arizona.
in New Jersey. Jesus.
Oh wow! This is a very long 2-star review. 1-star review. All right, let's just read this 1-star review of the Yuma, Arizona Applebee's. We came in here for Veterans Day and the food was gross. Chicken tenders were burnt and the pasta was dry. Looked like it was sitting out for a while. Server wasn't too happy when serving us either. It gave OMG. They came here for free food again. Let's do the worst we possibly can. Yikes.
I will say there was a moment.
Another 1-star.
As an adult, right?
I'm not above Applebee's.
I'll never forget. I was eating. It was South Lake Tahoe. I was up there snowboarding, and there's a Applebee's on the south side of the street there. And sat down at Applebee's, ordered something, ate it, and was like, "Well, that's the last time I ever need to eat at Applebee's." That's my Applebee's story.
One time I was coming. I've never met anybody that actually lived in Yuma, but I'm assuming you're dealing drugs too. But
really, okay.
One time I was driving back to California from I think Tucson or Phoenix, and they stopped me, or there was a checkpoint, and they asked if we were in Yuma because Yuma is getting quarantined, and I was like, "What?" It's the only, and this is like pre-COVID shit. This was like just, it just made me wonder about like they just took my word so easily too. It's like, no, I wasn't in Yuma. Where the hell's Yuma?
Where is Yuma? Is Yuma?
It's right on the border, man. It's right on the fucking border. That's what I'm pretty sure it's right on the border. Yeah.
California, Arizona, and Mexico.
Maybe
Arizona,
California.
Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico.
I think it's all three. I think it's close by all three. It's like a
road trip, Ryan.
I mean, I don't need to go down there.
Come on. We are only like 6 hours away from the Applebee's in
Just
Yuma,
to go to
Arizona.
Apple. Is there gambling?
Yeah, there is.
And drug
4 hours
dealing.
and 22 minutes. Yeah, right
You know
next,
damn well there's some casinos there. There's got to be some
yeah,
casinos
it's Arizona.
there.
It's
Yeah.
Arizona.
It's the Wild West.
So shout out to Applebee's in Yuma. Where were we?
We were
All at Seton Hall.
yeah, we were talking about going to Yuma and finding some whores in the streets to take into the saloon. Look, nice work, Colby. We're heading to Dallas, Texas, where SMU has Louisville coming to town, and I got to be honest, I didn't realize how many people appreciated my pronunciation of Louisville. It was a little bit me telling Sean that people enjoyed it, and then this incredible outreach started to happen.
Yeah,
of people,
2 people sending
of
us
people
DMs.
saying
No one's reached out in my DMs. They're scared.
in Kentucky are very proud of how you pronounce Louisville.
It's a
unlike
city
these,
pride.
unlike these heathens, Colby and Sean, just throwing disrespect to the wind. They've even got as far to say that it'd be best if you guys never stepped foot in the state of Kentucky. Or
I have no problem with that.
SMU laying a point and a half here.
Wow, now Colby's gonna get the
I'm
lead.
joking. I'm just joking. I want to go to the Kentucky Derby. I want to get hammered on the Bourbon Trail.
See now, what do you own a horse now too?
It's a
Colby?
great
That's
state
a-
to get.
you and your golf buddies went
My
in on the
chums, my
thoroughbred?
golf chums, Sean.
It's a great state to get
Colby
addicted
asked me
to
for
opiates.
caddy recommendations.
Yeah.
Sorry, Colby, I don't know any caddies out there where you're at.
Get Patty C out there. We need a golf video of you guys. He's their caddy. Patty C caddying for Colby, 18 holes, Sean. We need that.
Well, they have
Anyway.
carts. They have carts, so we're fine.
No carts. We got Patty C's gonna have to walk it.
I still want my helmet car, my SGPN helmet car, to drive around
on the way.
this town.
It's on the way.
Yeah.
You kind of do live in the right town for it. Sean, do you think we could? I bet you we could find something in the area.
Have you seen
Helmet
Weekend
car?
at Bernie?
No,
That's
just someone to
basically where I
modify.
live.
I mean, I think we could find someone that could make a helmet car. Like, so can we get a golf cart? Yeah, Colby
Yes.
lives in he's basically on a golf course. 2,
He's got a fleet of them.
can we find someone who knows how to make shit in that part of the country? Yes.
J Mark's an
Oh, yeah.
experienced welder.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
All right, so we'll tell J Mark abandon his custom RV and turn it into a helmet car. I
Just
think we could sell it. To
Oh, a
him.
helmet RV.
Yeah, helmet RV.
No, keep going with the RV. Just make sure it's got a helmet, and make sure Colby can live in it from time to time. So what are we doing here, Colby?
Yeah. Look, SMU just destroyed Miami. Miami's just terrible. They have all this NIL. They don't even try. I think that's going to
university.
I think that's going to be a problem for them. I think they're going to think they were great. This Louisville team, if I may, is red hot. They've won 8 straight. They just took down the Wahoos twice. I think they can go into Moody Coliseum, and the real reason is I just think they're turning a corner. Like, this is a Louisville team that I think is a March Madness team now. SMU is kind of all over the place. I just don't think they're ready for. I know they just drilled a couple ACC teams, but top-notch Power 5 teams or just decent Power 5 teams, I think they still really struggle with. We saw it in the Duke game. We got a little cute. Took SMU in the points. Duke put it on them. I think SMU is going to come. Or I think SMU is going to collapse here down the stretch. Louisville gets the win.
Ooh, this is tough. I both want to support Louisville.
I'm going SMU. I got
fade
this.
Colby at the same time.
I think this is close, and I'll take the home team laying the short number. It's I don't know. I think they have enough of a home.
This is
home court edge.
SMU. Yeah, let's do it.
And Louisville's offense has been trash, especially from behind the
playing
arc.
a flute over there, Louisville. You gotta say it with your gut.
Or they weren't trash when they went into your Syracuse and just put it on them 85-61, buddy.
I'm on
Syracuse is kind of figuring things out, Colby.
All right.
And I will be betting on them to win the conference tournament, as I always do.
So
They're going to be like 200 to 1.
Bayheim's down here golfing with me, Sean. There's no way.
Yeah, well, stay off the cart path if he's behind the wheel. That's all I'm saying.
Well, or stay out or stay on the cart path. Arizona State, another. I mean, talk about weird road trips. Heading to Morgantown,
Forks
West Virginia. Forks up 6 p.m. on the West Coast.
This one's great because we didn't get this matchup in football. They failed us. But do you remember what the athletic director of ASU said when they didn't want to join the Big 12? They wanted to stay in the Pac-12. And he called and goes, "We don't want to go to Morgantown with those." Like he shit on their fans and shit on like the whole city, right? Like they're all hoity-toity in fucking Tempe. I mean, that's the irony is like they're the same thing but just in the desert. It's like you're doing blow off of a
It's a fairly good comparison, right?
And I think WV will be ready for that. I know they just stormed. That's the only angle that is concerning.
This is a huge letdown spot for him. I mean, you saw Moneyline back with posting with his. It really was, his as he calls them, Commanders. I know he refuses to use their old name. Only calls them the Commanders.
Who are they?
Commanders won, and then his West Virginia Mountaineers won. And I saw he parlayed them together over on DraftKings Sportsbook, promo code SGP. But after a massive court storming win at home, here comes the letdown. And it's going to be a letdown week for Moneyline Mac. Unfortunately, he's got a letdown spot here Tuesday, and then he's got a letdown spot coming Sunday, courtesy of the Birds. ASU plus 7.5.
Forks up.
I mean, you could even do a letdown Mac parlay. Arizona State and Eagles laying the points.
I don't think Arizona State's going to win this outright, though. I think the 7.5's a little steep.
Not the money line.
Yeah, I think the 7.5's a little steep. I think WV will get that win. So I'm with you. I think just it's a little steep considering what just happened, and also West Virginia's got some injury issues. They've played really well with despite those injuries. Won at the Fog against Kansas, and obviously just took down Iowa State. But 7.5's a little steep. I think this is like a 3-4 point win by the Mountaineers there.
I wish Mac was in the chat to write something that would give me more confidence to take West Virginia here. I guess I'll take Arizona State. Here's what happened. So they were answering questions about the conference stuff. Michael Crow, who was the university president, and athletic director Ray Anderson. And during the banter, almost like it was set up as a bit, as they were talking about travel logistics, Crow, the president, interrupted Anderson to ask him if he needed a remote office in Morgantown. So they're doing improv comedy at this point. Anderson then says, "I promise I'm not going to Morgantown." Oh, interesting. That's the exact kind of thing the Morgantown Savages would love. Switch my pick. Give me West Virginia.
Oh,
they're gonna come on. Low bar people love this kind of thing. Oh, you don't want to come to my neighborhood? Make it
Colby,
real
what do we got to do? Have you found a Mountaineer outfit yet for Moneyline Mac? With that coon hat and then the deer suede jacket and him
Davy
with a
Crockett.
Rifle. Yeah, Davy Crockett.
I'm gonna ask the chat to send me a link on that. If they can hook us up, we need a musket too, though.
I actually think we could sell this because there's enough people in the ecosystem, but the TCE calendar featuring one of the months is Mac as Davy Crockett.
Love it. Noah in his sweet baseball outfit, or Noah with his like country music cover of him like on the train tracks.
Yeah. What's Patty C doing?
Patty C's like the sexy fireman calendar.
Yeah, there's like a YMCA page. Did you see the Village People performing
Magic Patty instead of Magic Mike?
Trump having the Village People perform.
I didn't know they were still alive. I didn't know they're still alive. I mean, I would have
either.
I thought -500, like they're dead.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
They only told us about Magic, but
Lou Holtz outliving the Lou Holtz still alive too. Very surprising.
Lou Holtz looks like he's shrinking at a rapid pace. North Carolina. All right, so Sean's on Arizona State.
Forks up, baby.
And Colby and I are on West Virginia.
No, I took Arizona State.
Oh,
West Virginia, I said will win, but it's too many points.
Sean, I was going off the sheet. I apologize. There was a mistake that was made. It's been corrected. North Carolina heads to Winston-Salem to take on Wake Forest in the Illuminati Conference. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. UNC laying a 1.5. Colby, how we feeling about Hubert Davis? Still a bum?
Yeah, he's struggling when you have Stanford, your arch rival, your conference foe, come all the way out to Chapel Hill,
arch rival,
and beat you at the buzzer. Actually, it was a former Duke player that did that, but we got to jump on Carolina here. This is going to be a Carolina crowd because Wake doesn't have enough people.
It's fair.
They don't have enough fans. This will be a Carolina crowd. I know they stormed against Duke, but I feel like Carolina has more of the state. Duke's got more of the hate. And coming off the way they lost, I think this is a great spot. Wake Forest, they just won at Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech having a stellar season, but
that wasn't very nice.
Wake Forest, though, to me, they still didn't look good in that game. Like they haven't looked good. Yeah. Steve Forbes is on the hot seat, but I just don't think they're that good this year. I know Carolina's not that good either, but I just think it's the right spot. They'll have the crowd coming off the dagger 1-point loss. That was, I think, embarrassing. I think Hubert Davis really. I think you got to start having that conversation. I know he took him to a Final Four, but
he's not good.
You got to start having that when you're losing to Stanford at home.
He's not good.
Yeah, I'll take the Tar Heels though. I think it's actually one of the better plays on the board.
Yeah, I'm with you. UNC off the loss. That's all you need to know.
Give me Wake. Donkeys. Missouri heads to Austin, Texas. It's 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Hopefully the minister will be there. He knows how to wear a animal skin without an undershirt. Makes it look very nice, Mr. McConaughey. Texas minus 2.5. Colby.
Yeah, look, I like the Longhorns here. Missouri's playing really good ball. They won at Florida a couple games ago. Then they beat John Calipari in Arkansas in a rivalry game there. Now they go to Austin, Texas, and Texas is a team that
they're struggling.
They won against Oklahoma, their first SEC win. This will be their second. This building gets lit. This is a new stadium that they've got, and to me, the home edge is a big difference here. Despite I don't think they're a very good team in the SEC this year, but I do think Missouri is a team that is one of the teams that you circle saying, oh, they could actually beat Missouri. You look at what Texas is doing. They went out in the portal, brought in a bunch of guys, but it just hasn't worked out. Rodney Terry, I'm just not sure that he's that good of a coach, but this is all about the home environment. They are the better defensive team too. From a defensive rating standpoint, I think they'll lock down Missouri. It'll be kind of a rock fight. The crowd gets you over the edge. Give me the Longhorns.
Ooh, I thought we were going to be saying horns down.
No, I'm with Colby. The defense of Texas does enough in this home situation spot. Like basically whatever Missouri does well offensively, you look at the advanced stuff. That's kind of what Texas does to slow them down. So I'll co-sign the Texas 2.5. Although
they have the second conference play started, they've been getting their ass beat, right?
I haven't looked great as of late. This is a get right spot at home for them, certainly.
I mean, welcome to the SEC for Texas in basketball, I guess. Give me Missouri. This is beautiful. I'm getting back to what I said I was going to do. Just go against Colby. Wisconsin heading out to California. Take on UCLA. I saw in the chat someone was talking about how Mick Cronin was belly aching about something. About the travel. Minus 3.5 for UCLA. Taking on Wisconsin here. The Staples. Do they travel? How?
Well, they did to USC. They whooped USC's ass the other day. UCLA finally got the message though and put it on Iowa.
Ronnie's not playing for USC anymore, so
they got Musselman though.
Probably a big reason they took a step back.
I think when you're a team like Wisconsin, you go out to LA for the road trip. You get one of these USC, UCLA, you're probably feeling okay. Like I think the fact that they beat USC Doesn't that hurt their chances of winning outright against UCLA, or you think they can go on a roll here? My instinct is to pound UCLA here.
I will say this is like the best Wisconsin team in a few years, but I'm with you. I think, I mean, normally you like the second game when you're on the well, not normally, but ever since this stupid fucking conferences where they're cross country.
Are they staying in LA from Saturday to Tuesday?
I would assume so.
Yeah, that's the new thing.
Go home?
That's what Cronin was saying. Was like, all they got to do is come on one trip out here.
Why they put 4 days between the games then?
Because that's how they schedule college basketball.
Yeah, it just seems like they in the past the Pac-12 would do Friday, Sunday, right, Colby?
Yeah,
or Thursday, Saturday.
I think it was Thursday, Saturday.
Yeah, so that's only 1 day in between. Yeah, I don't. Wisconsin's good. Isn't that the problem with handicapping the travel spot here?
Well, once you're out there that long, I think your body's adjusted to the clocks a little bit better. So that's like we've noticed. Virginia Tech won at Cal after losing to Stanford. It's been kind of Stanford beat Carolina after they came out and got whooped by Wake. They turned around and beat Carolina. So it's kind of been a thing, but I just think Cronin finally got through to his players in that Iowa game. I'm going to lay the 3.5 with UCLA.
Rare do I fade a team as good at free throws as Wisconsin, but I think this is just a tough spot. You're Midwest kids. You have a couple days off here in LA to crack some cold ones, go out, see the town. I think
enjoy the talent.
Yeah, exactly. Explain to girls out here what college basketball is. Lot of distractions. So I think that's enough to pull them away. And they already got the win over USC. So kind of feeling fat and happy. Give me UCLA.
Wisconsin is tied for 10th in the country with a 7-game winning streak with Purdue, UC Irvine, Princeton, Miami of Ohio, and Nebraska Omaha. Colby, who has the longest winning streak in the country?
Right now, who has the longest winning streak in the country? Let's go.
Sean can answer
lost. Too. Florida lost. It's got to be a mid-major, right? It's a mid-major, right?
Nope.
Okay. Well, let's go Duke.
Yeah. Go Beavs in the chat. Got it. Duke 12-game winning streak.
Wow.
Followed by Michigan State on 11, Auburn, Houston, and Cleveland State on 10, McNeese on 9, and Louisville, Utah Valley, and Northern Colorado on 8. All right. I'm on Wisconsin, Sean.
I like how your move of go through move on to the next game without actually announcing what you're picking.
No, I said it. I said it. Yeah, I said it. You might not have been listening. It's
no,
right.
I was listening the whole time.
Hanging out with your chat, your precious chat over there.
My fucking
ever since that, I'll never forget the time that you conspired with the chat to create fake audio problems. A lot of people reached out to me telling me the show sounded fine on Spotify. Thank you. Washington heads to Eugene, Oregon, one of the best courts in the game. The Ducks, which by the way, that roasted duck commercial is really bad. They got to stop playing that. No one,
you like that one.
No one in a million years is bringing a fucking duck to a tailgate.
You
it's
love
just the
High Tide.
It's the high love High Tide. I do. High Tide's
Kramer, that commercial really cracks Kramer up. He goes,
so bad.
Great commercial. Great commercial.
I mean, the guy does a great
High Tide.
He almost is acting too well for a commercial. Oregon laying 12.5 here against the Huskies. Nice little classic Pac-12 matchup here, Colby. What are we doing?
Yeah, I was on Oregon. They got drilled by Purdue the other day at home in Eugene. I mean, Oregon's a clearly better team, but this is a rivalry game. 12.5 is a big number. I'll take the Huskies plus 12.5. I think Oregon wins by 9 or 10. The fact that that Washington has been out, like they took a trip to Michigan State, and who was the other team they took on? Was it Michigan? They got their ass whooped on both those games. They're back. I feel like sometimes you take the trip, you come back, it's refreshing. they get a chance to take down the Ducks. It's just, to me, I would set this line more like 8.5.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, I mean, Washington has nothing to lose, and Oregon you would expect a bounce back spot after Purdue, but the Oregon hasn't been great. ATS off a loss here, so I don't know if they're necessarily going to cruise against Washington. I think this is like a 7-6 point win for Oregon.
How often do we break down a game where both teams are coming off a loss against the same team?
That is weird.
Yeah,
it's definitely an outlier.
I would say the only thing concerning is how bad Washington is at the free throw line, Sean.
Yeah, and it's funny. Washington lost by 11, and then Purdue lost by.
We gotta believe in Danny.
Or sorry, Oregon lost by.
Sean, we can't quit Danny Sprinkle. Got to take Washington.
Yeah,
great Osabor. All right, it's just a little off for a rivalry game. I feel like it should be 7.5, 8.
I mean,
yeah, they looked great against NJIT a couple weeks ago.
Now that was a get right spot. Fuck your HVAC degree. We're dunking on your ass. All right, time for the lock, and dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
3 locks and a dog sounds about right for a 14 game slate. Kramer, you're going first. What are you doing?
Well, I appreciate you letting me go first. That's very nice of you. Out of principle, we're gonna lock up Alabama.
You have to.
One of the few games I had an actual angle on. Give me Bradley. We'll see how that goes.
Okay.
And then, I love the love fading you guys in all these different spots. But let's take West Virginia, lay in the 7.5.
West Virginia laying the 7.5. What's your dog, Kramer?
Dog. Let's do the Jersey Seton Hall Pirates.
Seton Hall on the money line.
Pirates. Drones went away. They just stopped, huh? We're not talking.
Do we know what happened to the drones?
I want to know about gravitational force fields or whatever the fuck they were talking about.
For me, couple games jumping out of me. Give me the Bonnies laying the 3. Give me Tennessee laying 6.5.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm surprised you weren't on that, Ryan. Another lock for me. I will take Seton Hall getting the full 12.5. That's what she said. And then
that sounds like a trip to the emergency room.
I'll go Arizona State on the money line. This is just a classic textbook letdown game for the Mountaineers. Forks up, they roll. Colby, what do you got?
Let's lock up Carolina -1.5 against Wake Forest. Let's also lock up Tennessee -6.5 against Hail State. Third lock will be let's go to Seton Hall +12.5.
Oh, wow.
The dog.
It's just copying your locks over here.
I mean, I am a market mover.
Yeah.
Originator.
Oh no, are you a mover or an originator?
Oh, we talked about this on our.
I originate. You move.
I'll pull the curtain back. Colby and I were out on the range. He's working on getting his his mid irons aren't they're not drawn the way he used to. So we're and of course our golf coach there. So but yeah, he was kind of giving me some leans early on. A lot of leans at the golf course.
I did see that you were caught on screen with a lean, Sean.
Well, no one knows what you're talking about, but
I know. I'm just that doesn't matter. Just asking you a question.
Seton Hall money line's the play.
Ooh,
when you're doubling up on Seton Hall, what could possibly go wrong?
Oh yeah.
Colby
Let's go.
So he's copying me and you in the same episode.
Yes, he is.
Can't get this guy off of us.
Hey, big news. We got a sweet promo running for the merch store between now and February 9th. Use the promo code Big Game, all one word, 15% off everything in the merch store. Got some new hats coming. Got a bunch of hoodies, TCE stuff, DGen University, Refs Are Terrorists. That one is a all-time favorite. Got some kids stuff in there. So lot of stuff, super fun. Get in over there. Store.sportsgameonpodcast.com. Promo code Big Game, all one word. Get you 15% off everything. Of course, if you aren't already subscribed to the College Experience, head over there. Check out the YouTube channel. Get the daily picks episodes. Robot Glock in the chat say, "Oh, Kramer took that away."
Nope, that wasn't me.
All right. What happened with the Wisconsin player who asked to portal? Wisconsin said no. Dude transferred anyway. Sounds like trouble for NIL at Bruin.
Well,
Right,
he
he
didn't
sued.
transfer. He didn't transfer. He just enrolled. He never hit the portal.
It turns out there's nothing requiring you to use the portal. You can just unenroll from one school and enroll another one and be eligible immediately. So
where it's tricky. Yeah, he signed a contract though.
Well, again, these players are dancing with the devil here. Unregulated, scooping as much money as they can. Don't blame them, but someone's going to get in trouble.
Kramer's voice has changed because he has his full-on snorkel mask. Check it out, youtube.com/sportsgambling podcast. And again, check out the college experience. Colby Dant, Moneyline Mac, Noah B.
Hey, get a college experience shirt. Look at this beautiful shirt.
Yeah, looks sharp.
Yeah, thank you.
And of course,
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
for the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, Stack of the Money Green. He's Ryan.
Only 75 minutes on college basketball. Totally number 2.
Kramer, let it ride.